Ahmad Muhajidin kosong. Ayu ada kodam rawa rontek ya. Sari kosong. Koma Arliani ada kodam Nyiblorong. Dia akan hadir menggunakan keris ya ketika ada hal yang mengancam tubuh kamu.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Kembali lagi di Ittaku Channel. Sobat bertakwa rahimakumullah. Baru-baru ini tren cek hodam tengah ramai di media sosial. Tren cek hodam yang ramai ini di berbagai live di media sosial TikTok. Dalam tayangan live tersebut, setiap orang bisa dicek hodamnya atau pelindungnya berwujud seperti apa. Pengecekan ini melalui nama yang diketik melalui kolom komentar. Terlepas dari tren lucu-lucuan dan hiburan semata, banyak yang mengatakan bahwa cek hodam ini sama saja dengan praktek syirik perdukunan. Pasalnya, hal ini sama saja mempercayai hal-hal gaib selain kepada Allah. Cek hodam ini memang tidak ada dasarnya dalam Islam. Tidak ada hadis sahih maupun firman dalam Al-Quran yang menyebutkan soal hodam atau jin pendamping untuk membantu manusia yang dirundung masalah. Apalagi dalam hodam yang marak di media sosial saat ini. Hodam yang disebutkan di media sosial tersebut bentuknya juga berupa jin dan hal-hal tahayul yang mendekati pada musyrik atau syirik. Mulai dari bentuk rawa rontek, Nyai Blorong, genderuwo, kolor ijo, dan berbagai makhluk tahayul lainnya. Dan kita sebagai umat Islam sangat terbius dengan hal-hal yang demikian, karena dalam budaya kita tak lepas dari dongeng-dongeng tentang sihir dan hal-hal aneh tentang dunia gaib. Namun pada kenyataannya bahwa fenomena yang terjadi pada saat ini sangat tidak relevan dengan apa yang sebenarnya terjadi di dunia nyata, di mana faktanya yang melindungi kita dari keburukan-keburukan nyata bahkan gaib bukanlah hodam yang berbentuk aneh selayaknya yang ada di sosial media, melainkan tingkat keimanan dan ketakwaan kita kepada Allah. Sebagaimana penuturan seorang penyihir asal Rusia, yaitu Zena Kusnir. Perempuan berambut panjang ini mengungkapkan sulitnya menyihir seorang pemeluk Islam. Dalam sebuah wawancara, dia mengaku mudah mempengaruhi orang, terkhusus bagi mereka yang terpengaruh minuman alkohol untuk mengambil alih pikirannya.
I have an acquaintance and I want to do this and this to him. How do you impact that person if you basically haven't seen him yet?
Well, I don't do such things anymore. When I used to do it, I did it through demons.
Do you need a photo, a name, or something else for that?
I definitely needed a person's photo, and in the rarest cases, I had to hear his or her voice. I could call a person on the phone as if I had the wrong number, and it was enough for me to hear his or her voice.
When you have a person's photo, hear his voice, and let's say you know his name, do you form some kind of image of this person?
I catch his energy trail. It is such a thing, invisible thread. I mean, I visualize this person, his image, his mental imprint. I visualize a thin thread from him to me, an energy channel, and I already shove or tie into this channel whatever I want. If we consider it associatively, that's what it roughly looks like.
So you find a person somewhere in the world of energies.
Yes, sort of on the astral plane.
Does he feel anything at that moment? What do you think?
Well, he may have a flush or a fever, or a person may stumble suddenly or begin to wander in speech. This can happen. When you work through dark forces, a person often wakes up at a certain hour during the night. While working with a person, it is especially done on holidays, because on holidays, a person usually drinks alcohol. On the New Year Eve or on the 8th of March, and you purposely wait for these holidays in order to weaken his energy, to weaken his natural or ancestral protection and begin to work on him.
So when the person is drunk, he...
Yes, definitely.
Does the amount of alcohol matter?
Sure. If a person is drunk, he sleeps. He has no control over himself. He loses awareness. So he's already vulnerable. Basically, alcohol lowers vibrations instantly, then it is easier to work. It is easier to attach an entity, and it is easier to take possession of a person's mind.
Ia menegaskan bahwa orang dengan pikiran jernih yang sulit dikendalikan itu adalah orang Muslim, terutama mereka yang taat terhadap ajaran agamanya. Zana Kusnir mengungkapkan umat Islam selalu terhubung dengan entitas tak berwujud, beda dengan agama dan kepercayaan lain. Umat Islam diwajibkan beribadah setiap hari karena selalu terhubung dengan Tuhannya. Ia menilai mereka selalu berada dalam kubah pelindung yang sulit ditembus.
Does it mean that it's more difficult to influence a person if he keeps his thoughts in purity?
Yes, absolutely. When faced with various religions, it is very difficult to influence Muslims. They are in a constant connection with the egregore. They do namaz every day and read prayers on a daily basis. They are constantly under some kind of a dome, so it is very difficult to influence them. When you start impacting a person, he begins to address in a prayer. Indeed, many of them are very different from those who come to church only when everything is bad in their life. They come to pray and then for 5 years they forget about God, some canons, and so on. Muslims, as a rule, passionately believe and passionately give energy to their egregore, and this egregore protects them very well. That's why it is very difficult to work to make any kind of influence on a true Muslim believer.
Is this some kind of a good egregore?
Well, for them, yes. This egregore is good for adepts who contribute good energy to it.
How do you sense it? For instance, you have found an energy trace of such person. What's next? Do you try to drag him somehow to visualize this threat and you fail? Or how do you do that?
It disappears. I cannot get a grip on it. I focus on it, but something immediately knocks me out of the flow, just like that. Or I visualize a person in front of me clearly and can affect him even at a mental level, but some image is not created in my mind at all. I even look at a photo, reproduce an image, but it vanishes from my mind. Thus, I can clearly see that a person is covered with something.
Does this only work with Muslims?
It does for me. Nowadays, there are very few people among Christians who truly believe. Even those who write in their comments that God is in the soul, that they are all faithful believers, but in reality they are not. Even most often they write that all this is a sin, but then ask in a private message how to make a rubbing spell. Such cases also happen.
A rubbing spell?
A rubbing spell.
What is it?
It means pulling off luck or some benefits, beauty, money, success. In other words, pulling off something good from another person. There is shifting when we dump some crap on someone else, and there is pulling when we take something good from another person.
Pernyataan Zana Kusnir ini mengundang reaksi dari Mufti Meng. Beliau mengingatkan kepada kita untuk selalu menyegarkan keimanan kita, agar kita terlindung dari berbagai macam hal-hal yang tidak kita inginkan.
There's a lady online, a Russian magician, who was speaking about spells and casting spells and so on, and she was asked, is there any time that it's difficult to cast a spell? She says, yes, Muslims. Straight, Google it, you check it out. She says they pray 5 times a day. It's so hard to cast a spell on them. I promise you, when someone like that tells you, you want to listen. But when Allah told you a long time back, then what? Then what? Then it's okay. Let's see. Try not to forget your Ayatul Kursi. So morning, Allah tells you, you want protection? This is what you do. You read these surahs. You make sure that you spend your day in obedience. Wherever you faltered, quickly turn to me. Ask Allah's forgiveness. In the evening, once the evening comes in, it sets in just before Maghrib, just immediately after Maghrib, you read it again. What? The same things. Ayatul Kursi, the last three surahs of the Quran.
Dari hal inilah, baiknya kita selalu ingat kepada Allah dan memasrahkan segala bentuk kehendak juga pikiran kita kepada Allah, agar tidak mudah terpengaruh dengan hal-hal yang tidak jelas dan mengganggu pada hakikat keimanan kita, hingga akhirnya kita terjerumus dalam kemusyrikan yang kita tidak sadari karena rayuan setan yang sangat halus. Semoga video ini bermanfaat. Wallahu a'lam bishawab. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.